Well, our defense, the last 7 minutes was terrific. We turned them over. We pressed them. We bothered them. We scrambled, which was terrific to see. Quinton, I talked in the locker room about this. Like, he is your perfect example of last year. This doesn't always happen. He trusts the coach. I said, Q, I don't want to waste your eligibility. I really love your potential. I just don't know how much you're going to play. He said, whatever you think, coach, which is shocking. Then this year, he never said, I want to play the 2, I want to play the 3, I want to play the 4. Never asked, never said anything, just continues to punch the clock and then ready to perform when he's put in the game. So it's great to see. He's making me think of decisions and think of ways to put him in. The press was terrific in the second half. We did a great job. They forced a lot of turnovers at Arizona, 20 plus, and we only turned the ball over 7 times. We were way better in the second half at running our offense, cutting. Deflections were great, 40 plus, which was terrific. We know what our weaknesses is. Those 2 exhibition games were great. We got to guard the ball better. We've got to rebound the ball better as well. And so it was good and it was great again. It was similar to last game. We thought Highlands would be a good team, but it was great in the sense of we were in a close game, and we need that because although we are experienced, there's a lot of new guys out there who've never played in the pit, which is indicative of 11 missed free throws. So really good win, a lot of good film that we will see, build off of, and get ready for Monday.
I don't know what the them together numbers were, the plus minus, but you did try, and you said you were going to, JT and Nelly on the floor together a little bit, an awfully big lineup to start. It didn't look like it was working very well. I know it was the first
Did you
time.
see the start, 12-2? No, I think it certainly started good, but yeah, I don't know if it was great. And maybe it's the opponent in the sense that they're playing small guards and they're taking you off the bounce. Mustafa's never going to be a great defender. That's just, he's not laterally that quick. So when you're putting him on a guard, maybe not as good. But I still like the option. I challenged JT. I think he had 1 rebound at halftime, I believe. And he finished with 8, which was great. We still got to remember Nelly's practiced like 3 times. So I still think it could be valuable. Is it quite ready to be phenomenal? No. I do know, I watched St. Mary's, and they got some big dudes, so maybe that's something in 2 games we can look at. So I'm trying to do a bunch of different things. So it's a work in progress for sure.
I know you mentioned Q, and Q mentioned the same thing when he was up here talking, wanting to make it hard on you to figure out how to play him. If he's playing that well, you're going to have to play him. I can't imagine coming into the season, he was a guy, though, that you probably thought you were going to be playing all that much. Is that fair?
Yeah, it's you kind of have in your head what you think the rotation may be. As I said before, we have 14 guys. We have 12 scholarship guys, 2 walk-ons. The walk-ons think they should play. Everybody thinks they should play. A lot of people say that's a good problem to have, or it's hard for you. That's not hard for me. That's hard for them, which is great. That's what we're trying to simulate, is competing at the highest level possible and believing in the program of developing and pushing each other in practice. Q has played 2 exhibition games and not real games, and he's impressed me. And that's why I went back to him in the second half. It's never a question of attitude. Attitude is amazing. What's been nice to see is hitting some shots, rebounding the basketball, getting some steals. So 2 exhibition games. They're not real games, but I have been certainly very, very impressed.
Coach, this was just an exhibition game, but in these last 2 games, it seems like you guys are just trying to get into things, and then the second half is where things really start to flow. On the season opener, how are you going to make sure your team comes out the gates?
Well, we did come out of the gates. We then took our foot off the gas. We were terrific at the beginning of the game. And then that middle part of the first half, we weren't as good. We had a big lead, and then we let them come back. I subbed a little bit, so I'll have to look at, is it something that we're doing rotation-wise? I don't really care how we start, how we play in the middle, or how we finish. I care about over 40 minutes, how did we play? And I would think both games we did a lot of good things, especially for 2 guys who potentially are going to start out. Nelly Jr. Joseph just getting in last week. So it's a long game. It's a long season. I care about the result, and there's been certainly a lot of good things.
Can you give us an official update on Baker and why he didn't play?
He had a knee kind of swell-up deal, so we gave him a couple days off practice, and I expect him to practice on Friday and be back. It's nothing serious, but he's had a lot of injuries in the past, so he had a little swelling, and we just wanted to be cautious. So we feel like Jalen, Isaac, and Jamal will all start to return to play. We'll take off tomorrow, and then we'll all bring them back in, hopefully with the intent of being ready by Monday.
Do you have a Bobby Knight story?
The only one I have is when I won the NIT my first year, he was still doing TV with, I think, Coach Fraschilla and him. And I was lucky enough to get to speak to him before the games, like at those shoot-arounds and things like that. And he was great to me. I know his son a little bit better, obviously, than him. My dad had some wars with him at Indiana, Kentucky. Those were some good battles. So obviously he's got a unique way of doing it, but he's an all-time great, and we're praying for him and his family.
Does your dad, did he ever tell you anything that?
Nothing specific that I know of. I didn't talk to him today.
Do you remember that Guitar Hero cart?
I remember that commercial, yeah. So I'm on a group text with our family, and that commercial was sent, and so I had a good chuckle about that.
Anything else for Coach?
Just a quick update on. You mentioned he's only been here 3 games, but what do you think of Nelly tonight?
Yeah, I'm pretty impressed by what he's doing, to be honest with you. I wanted to try to extend his minutes. I think he played 16 in the first, played 26 in the second, which is great. Wish he would have blocked maybe 1 or 2 more, but I think it's pretty darn impressive what he's doing. What we don't have right now is this true understanding of when to throw him the ball in the post, where Morris, we had that, but that was months of practice. So we'll work our best to – we got 1 or 2 things in that we throw him to the post. We've tried to save some, but we got to establish that. First half, we were shooting so many threes. We got to go inside out. We were really good at that last year. So absolutely really hard what he's done, and it's been pretty impressive.
I know you said you wanted to be better at threes after that first game, and you did hit your first 3 tonight. First 3 shots were all threes, but 17 three-pointers in the first half, probably more than you want?
Yeah, I looked at the box score. I think it was 17 to 27 were threes. And I said, but that again comes to, we don't have a lot in for Nelly to throw it in there yet. We don't have a lot for JT to play him at the 4 and throw it in yet just because he wasn't here. Nelly wasn't here. So there's things we can maybe add, but I don't want to run a lot of our stuff right now. But I definitely thought the first half we were jacking up threes. We made a couple early instead of even attacking the rim. Second half we got some back cuts. We were playing way more offensively the way we're trying to play.
Well, it feels good. You know what I'm saying? I came here to hoop, so now that, you know what I'm saying, I'm finally out there, you know what I'm saying, getting a burn, run up and down, it feels good. It feels good. I feel blessed.
Do you think you can break through into some big-time minutes on this team?
Yeah, for sure. For me, every day, you know what I'm saying, I'm just working for real. Like, I don't really like to look long terms because that's kind of when you get disappointed when you don't reach your goals, I guess, per se. I'm kind of just like worry about today and worry about tomorrow. Just, you know what I'm saying, try to make sure we have a better tomorrow by today.
I know a couple of your buckets were defense turned to offense kind of things. If they don't draw anything up for you, I mean, is that sort of what your role is to
Hey, everything, you know what I'm saying, all the points up there I gotta earn, you know what I'm saying. I know that, but it is what it is. It's cool.
It felt like the spark that you provided off the bench, really everybody could feel, fans, players alike. What's your mindset coming off the bench, and what do you hope to achieve, you know, in the regular season, in the coming games? You know, is that your goal, to be that spark to lift your teammates?
Yeah, really, talking with like Coach P and all the coaches, like my job here is to get rebounds, get defensive stops, and hit open shots. So my mindset going into the game every time is to get stops, get rebounds, and, you know what I'm saying, hit open shots. So.
Quinton, you also led the team in rebounds too. You had 9. I mean, coming off the bench. I mean, you're also just crashing boards every time a shot is going up for your teammates. I mean, you have a lot of intention when you're out there on the court. How do you feel like that can really just affect the game this season?
I hope, you know what I'm saying, I got good guards that can hit shots. I tell them, like, shoot it every time. I'm going to go get off the rim if you miss. You know what I'm saying? It's either you going to make it or I'm going to get it right back, and you know what I'm saying, we're going to go right back at it. So really, since every time I see a shot goes up, like I said, that's my job. So I got to go get that like my life depends on it. So.
Are you ever supposed to get back on offense?
I ain't going to lie. At the three, I'm supposed to get back. And there'll be times where I'll be like, I think I'm supposed to get back. But I was like, nah, let me go crash the board instead.
Also led the team in steals. Is that a big part of your game, or is that just the result of you just making hustle plays?
I'd say that's part of my game. The high school I came from, we're nicknamed Clamp City. Like most schools, you work on offense for an hour or two. We was working on straight defense, so I feel like that really helped. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Etowanda, my hometown. So
How close are you guys to being ready for Monday?
y'all gonna find out. Y'all gonna find out. Y'all gonna find out for sure. Like I said, worry about today and tomorrow. So.
How's your chemistry growing with True and Donnie right there on defense and also?
Especially True. Both of us, you know what I'm saying, we both kind of have like a defensive mindset. So both of us, the whole time, really just feeding off each other. Like before we even go in, the whole time we're just, hey, we go in and get stops. Didi, you know what I'm saying, he's not going to like this, but he has a tendency to get a little lazy sometimes, a little, you know what I'm saying, a little Cali ball. So he chills out, but I got to, you know what I'm saying, stay in his ear and just remind him, we got to turn this up.
Did you just say a little Cali ball?
You know, I'm from Cali, but let's be real. You know what I'm saying? We got that cool ball reputation, but you know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
Quinn, this is just an exhibition game, but there's fans out there just like screaming at the refs. Things excited. I mean, come Monday in season, how excited are you to play here?
I can't even, you know what I'm saying, put into words. Like I said, I'm truly blessed, and you know what I'm saying, I just thank God every day. So.
You guys did close out with 3 freshmen, a sophomore, and a senior for most of that time. At the end, it was 3 freshmen and 2 walk-ons even. So you guys have as experienced a team as all the entire country's going to have this year. Can the freshmen, you and all the other freshmen, can you guys be a part of this season?
What you think? Hey, we got depth. You know what I'm saying? Coach P be saying it all the time, like, we got to make it as challenging for him as we can, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to minutes. He wish he could play all 40 of us because, like I said, all of us want to hoop, but when we got this many dogs, you know what I'm saying, the minutes get slim, but we just push each other every day in practice and get better and just, you know what I'm saying, whoever got that hot hand that day or whoever's, you know what I'm saying, executing and performing, that's going to be who eats, you know what I'm saying? You have good days, you have bad days, you just got to stay positive.